Hey, what's up everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the AliExpress Black Friday sales. And these ones may be a little bit better than the 11/11 sale, which might be a little bit disappointing for those people that bought stuff. But yeah, you know, that's AliExpress. Anyway, here on the homepage, you can see there's different codes, just like the 11/11 sale, spend more, save more. And there's these are the codes for Australia, and this will pop up for your country, and I'll have a little different code there. Anyway, we're going to start off with some rods, then some reels, and then some kind of miscellaneous tackle. Anyway, first tab, the Kingdom Stream King. This is coming down to 43 Australian dollars, free shipping, very good price. I do have this particular model, really great 3-piece budget trout stream fishing rod. Nice sort of medium fast action, real wood handle, nice traditional look. Yeah, it also comes, I have the 1.39 meter, also comes in 1.53, and it's in spinning and casting. So definitely a very, very good value for money there, $43. I don't know what it was originally, maybe a year ago. I wouldn't be surprised if it was maybe $90, something like that, but a really good price. Next tab is this KMI Semrio trout rod. Now this brand, you know, pretty unknown brand, really doesn't have much of a reputation, but I do have a couple of KMI Semrio, if that's what they're called, rods, and they are good quality. I do not have this particular model, but it's $22, and I think it's definitely worth a look at that price point. As you can see here, 1.35 meters right up to 6 feet, $21, and with some shipping, it's worth a look. I would actually prefer the Stream King over this, but you know, for those that like this aesthetic, could be worth a look. Now this rod, I do have this rod. I've got the Sigma. I've had it for about 2 years. I've got the, I think it's the 4'9" ultralight. There's a bunch of different lengths here, but it's super cheap, $42. I would probably, would I get this over the Stream King? I don't know. Depends on whether you like the look, whether you like 3 pieces or not. But the really cool thing about this is that it comes in 7'3" and also 7 feet, which I don't think it did in the past. And if it did, it was way more expensive. 2 years ago when I bought it, I think it was around, I'm gonna say definitely over 100, maybe even $140. Something like that. And I actually have this 7'3" casting model on the way, so really excited for that, especially at this price. So if you can get one, I would try and snap it up, because yeah, it might go fast, because that's an awesome price. Pure Lure Zero, my favorite rod. Now it's coming down to $152 with free shipping, and I like this rod because it's, you know, one of very few long rods. We've got a 7'6" 2-piece, and the casting weight 1.8 to 12 grams. Yeah, it can definitely cast that kind of 1.8 or even lower, and can definitely cast 12 grams. Probably wouldn't cast more than 12 grams, but a very fast action rod, a lot of backbone, good sensitivity, good for bottom contact techniques. This is my favorite rod that I own right now, and yeah, pretty much if I was to only have one rod, I would go for this one, but that's just my opinion. Now I also have this one, and it is the Hunt House, what are they calling it? I said this in the last video, I forgot what it's called. The Pure List, the Hunt House Pure List. Now this is a trout stream fishing rod, I guess, and it comes in extra ultralight. So if you see in this graphic here, there's a 0.2 to 0.8 grams casting version. So yeah, that's not all that common. And there's also something that's a little bit more versatile, 0.8 to 6 grams. Now, if you like the aesthetic of this rod, I would definitely recommend it, because it's got a very nice guide count. It's got 10 guides on the 6'1" model. So definitely a great rod. 34 plus the 24 shipping, you know, $60-ish. Definitely the right kind of price. Definitely value for money there. And next is another rod that I have, and it is the Surinoya Elf Eging. I have the 8-foot model, but I don't know, I kind of half regret buying the 8-foot model. It's kind of, a little awkward, and the ergonomics on that one, just not a huge fan of the tiny butt there. But I think the 7'2" model, it might be a little bit better. But $122 with only $7 shipping, that is an awesome price. I think this rod is more of a rod that I would pay, say, $160 for. So, you know, paying $130, definitely value for money, and is a really sick looking rod with these kind of purple accents. You can see there, carbon fiber detail on the nut. Yeah, really great rod. And that's, I would say that's a medium fast action rod. Next tab is the Surinoya Dragon. Now, I don't own a Surinoya Dragon, but it's a very popular rod. Few different length options, you know, 6'6", 5'6", 6 foot, kind of those typical BFS lengths. And in recent times, it has come down in price. I've never been super interested in this rod, maybe because I kind of like blingier looking rods. But I believe it's been around $100 mark, and $75 plus the 20 shipping, you know, it's a bit under $100. I think that's quite good value. Yeah, it's definitely come down in price, and it's definitely worth a look. Another ultralight BFS rod there. Next rod is another Surinoya rod, and that is the Hacker. Now, this rod comes in longer lengths, and it's more of a bassier rod, or if you're in Australia, more for the, I guess, native fish species, a little bit bigger than BFS, power BFS, if you will. And again, you know, with the $7.80 shipping, $110, really good value. Pretty much any Surinoya rod that is around about this price point, under $150, I think it's pretty good value. I definitely trust Surinoya in terms of the build quality and everything like that. Absolutely no hesitations at all. So if this rod fits your needs, then definitely take a look at that one. Next rod is one that I do own, and it's the Surinoya Clever. It's a very beautiful looking rod with this abalone shell inlay here, cork handle, and it's got this teal color, and the lower part of the rod has this, you know, sort of dark green. Well, it's not a dark green, it's a, I don't know how to describe it, almost like a teal with a black over the top of it. Very beautiful rod, very high quality, and the butt there, it's got this nice wooden piece. That's definitely wood. That's not fake. It's a really beautiful rod, and it comes in some shorter lengths, spinning and casting. But yeah, obviously various prices depending on the length. But 106 in the shipping. Again, that's a, you know, sub $120 rod from Surinoya. Definitely worth a look. Next one is one rod that I don't have. It's the Surinoya ProFlex 3. Now, it does come in some longer lengths, so it's kind of like, I would say, an alternative to the Hacker. I'm not exactly sure on the difference between the Hacker and this one in terms of its action and sensitivity, but again, look at the price. It is awesome. So have a look into this one. This might suit your needs, and I definitely recommend that this is a great price. Next one is from Pure Lure. Now, as far as I understand, this Pure Lure Alliance is basically Pure Lure is selling some other brands on their Pure Lure store. Now, I believe this is a rod from Lure Star, just like the Sigma we saw before, actually. And the great thing about this rod, I'll admit, I don't like these long rods that don't have a split grip. I definitely like a split grip on a longer rod. But the really great thing about this rod is that there is a 7'2" model, and if we have a look at the specs, well, I have had a look at the specs. The 7'2" model, look at the casting weight, 2 to 15 grams on the spinning. Yeah, 2.8 to 15 grams, so pretty wide casting range. And the guide count is also really good on this one. It's got like one extra guide compared to the other rods. Let's see if we can have a look down here. So look here, 7'2", extra fast action, so similar to that of the Pure Lure Zero. Does it have the guide count? No, it doesn't have the guide count. It does have it somewhere. You can see here on this casting model, it doesn't actually have the guide count, but this one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guides. Let's just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 guides. 12 guides, that's really awesome. So yeah, there's another option, another alternative to the Pure Lure Zero. I probably will end up grabbing this, if not now, sometime in the near future. Although I don't love the grip, it's got me really curious because there isn't a whole heap of long light casting options out there. Next tab is the Sigma 1. Now basically the previous one I showed you is the Sigma 2. As far as I understand, it's just the aesthetics that are different. But again, $42 and $2 shipping, super cheap. That's for the short model. There actually is longer models, but they seem to be out of stock. So there's only the 5'9", 5'3", and a 4'5" version. But that might be something that you're interested in. Maybe the Sigma 2 with the blue kind of galaxy kind of look is a bit too blingy, and this is a little bit more traditional. That's an awesome price, and yeah, they're definitely a nice build quality, and I definitely recommend this rod. Okay, the Jonku Deris Mabaru. Now another long rod, 2.28 meters. What is that? 7.6? No, something like that. Maybe it's a little bit under 7.6. 1.1 to 7 grams casting. Okay, it's not the biggest casting weight, but again, it's another long option. $65, sale coming soon. Okay, it doesn't sort of say what the price is going to be. $25 shipping, so this is a sub $100 alternative to say the Pure Lure Zero. I'm sort of not super interested in grabbing this rod. It does have a split grip with a nice long handle, which I do like. And it has a very small tip, thin tip, 0.84 millimeter diameter tip. It's, you know, it's definitely going to be casting that 1 gram, I believe. So that's another option to take a look at. One more rod here, Pure Lure Sedan Flight. Now I have done review and unboxing videos on this rod, and I actually used it today. I used the short model, the 5-piece, 6'1", I believe it is, 615 Light L, that one right there. Now $156 free shipping. This is a really high quality rod. $134 for these other models. Yeah, definitely, just like I was saying with the Surinoya rods, these rods are very good value for money at that price point. I believe this sort of debuted at maybe $170 or $180 less than 6 months ago, I think it was. So this is definitely a good rod, and definitely something that I would look at. And yeah, if you like the aesthetics, yeah, it's a beautiful rod. Next tab is a random one. This Fishka branded rod. Now I have that Fishka rod, which is a knockoff of the, what is it? It is the Me Fine Illusion Slash, that white rod. I grabbed the Fishka just to see what it was all about, and the build quality was pretty good for the price. So the reason why I put this up here, maybe there's some people out there that are interested in maybe a longer rod. They got 6-foot ones there, but they've also got you know, a 7, what would that be? That's around about 7.6-ish and 8 feet. A little bit heavy. It's not a BFS rod by any means, but man, look at this price, $9 free shipping. Get 2 of them. I don't know, it's crazy. I don't doubt that the build quality will exceed that price point. I mean, Even by that photo there, you can see it has some nice epoxy work and everything like that. Definitely worth a look. Maybe even for a Christmas present for a relative, something like that. Yeah, definitely value for money. And let's get on to the reels now. This reel, I would say, is 2024 reel of the year. I had this paired up on that Pure Lure Sedan today, actually. And yeah, I think it's the best reel of 2024. It's coming down to $217, free shipping, very good price. Yeah, I think this is kind of the price it debuted at. Anything under $250 was good, and now that we're flirting with getting closer to 200, really good. If this reel is in your budget, this is the reel to buy. It's got the best ease of use. You can just rip casts, absolutely no issues with these digitally controlled brakes. It has two settings. One is a master setting and one is sort of like a beginner setting. Don't worry about the beginner setting. Master setting's got you covered. Yeah, the braking is really good. The retrieve is smooth. The handle is beautiful. Yeah, it's plain black, so it matches any rod. And also, what was I going to say? Oh, what? This reel, yeah, it's left me speechless. Yeah, it's just an absolutely great reel. That's what I was going to say. The spool, the gap around the spool to the frame tolerance is really tight. So you can use those lighter lines and you are not gonna, you shouldn't be worried about the line getting caught in that gap. The reason why I know it's so good is because if there's a tiny speck of sand, it's going to be crunchy as the tolerance, the spool diameter to the frame. It's absolutely spot on. I really love this reel, and can't wait to use it more this summer down here in Australia. Next reel, high boa rise there. Hopefully it'll load. Really good price, $165. Is it the best reel in the market? Probably not, but that's a great price. Especially if you like the aesthetic of the reel. This maybe it debuted at like $300 or something like that 18 or so months ago. Yeah, a great light casting BFS reel. I have no personal experience with it, but it is sort of like, what you would buy if you didn't buy the Silver Feather Air. So that is a great price. A random one, I don't have this particular reel, but I've seen some reviews on it. This Handing M1, I do actually have a friend that does have, I think, a 4000 sized. Yeah, it's a great price. $30 for the 500, free shipping. It may be the best reel in this sort of price bracket. Definitely in terms of aesthetics, I really like the look of the reel with the plain black. Goes with any rod, and yeah, I believe it is the best reel in this sort of price category. So if you're looking for a spinning reel, definitely check that out. And let's have a look. What's this 5,000? It's only $38 for the 5,000 size, so you're not paying too much more. Really good there. All right, next tab, we've got about 10 to go. The Handing M1 casting reel. Now, I don't believe this has a drag clicker. This is not really a BFS reel. This is a little bit of a mid-spool reel. So yeah, I haven't particularly been interested in it, but maybe for $33 and free shipping, maybe I will be. The drag clicker kind of puts me off. I like to have a drag clicker, but in terms of what other people say about it, about how smooth it is and how good the braking is and things like that, for $33, this may be the budget king. It's obviously, you can't completely compare it to, say, the CISO Cast X, but they're virtually the same price, and maybe this is a high quality reel. So it's definitely worth a look, and that's a really great price. Okay, the Cast King Kestrel spinning reel only comes in this 1000 size. I do have one of these. It's a very small, lightweight reel. I believe the body is more of a 500 sized body, very shallow spool. Clicking bail arm is absolutely spot on. It's super lightweight. and very smooth on the retrieve. I'm tossing up whether this or the next reel is my favorite ultralight spinning reel. They're really neck and neck. But yeah, $81 is definitely value for money. I think they may have debuted at around about 200 Australian. So that is a really good price. So if you're looking for a lightweight ultralight spinning reel, definitely consider this one. And next is what I think is kind of its closest competitor. What was the price on that Kestrel? $81. Okay, $98 for the Lanius. So it's a little bit more. Would I say the Lanius is better than the Kestrel? I don't think it's better. I think they're on par. Maybe the retrieve on the Lanius is maybe slightly smoother. But all other things considered, I think they're very similar. And it's, you know, if this was in your budget or the other reel was in your budget, I would just pick it. Which one? If this reel was in your budget and the other reel was, you know, obviously in your budget, being cheaper, I would just pick whatever one you prefer aesthetically. This one doesn't particularly go with a lot of rods because of the color. It's a little bit odd. You might want a plain black rod or something like that. But it does come in a 1500S, which I have, and also 1000. And no, actually, I have the 800 size. I have the 1500S in the Surinoi Kingfisher. But yeah, it comes with this really cool reel stand, very smooth reel. Highly recommend it. Definitely wouldn't hesitate to recommend it. And it's at a pretty good price. All right, now we're on to some random tackle. I have mentioned these before, but I think these are excellent. Crankbaits, jerk baits, under $5 Australian. A little bit of shipping there. But I'm sure if you grab a few of them, the price will, you know, the shipping will sort of cancel itself out. I have this particular color that I use for trout. The action, the swimming action, the side to side sort of shimmy. I wouldn't say it's a tight shimmy. It's sort of something in between, but it's just a really natural swimming action. It looks really great in the water, and they have some great colors. So maybe something like this you might want to use in the saltwater. Same goes for this one, and then they've also got some, you know, more natural trouty freshwater fishing type of colors. So yeah, definitely recommend this lure. Just grab one, tell me what you think about it. It's very low risk, $4.93. About 5 more on the tabs there, and I spotted this one. I have not got this one, but today was the first time seeing this, and I thought it was really interesting. It's a very long jointed worm style lure, and it actually comes in at 80 millimeter as well. I think this is going to be great on a cheb rig, you know, for bottom contact fishing. Just imagine the amount of movement in this tail with all those joints there. It's going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to grab some of these. And we've got our sort of classic bloodworm motor oilish kind of color, and we've got red, which I really like in the saltwater. Not sure why, but seems to work. And also purple, which I do like. I got a little theory. Red and purple are good because they're on opposite ends of the light spectrum, as in infrared and ultraviolet. So yeah, red and purple are usually pretty good lures. Let me take a look at here. It's a 55 millimeter one. Oh, maybe that's the 80 and that's the 55. But yeah, definitely very curious about this. And always supercontinent, great soft plastics at a great price. These Somola cases, these are double-sided cases. They've got these holes in them, so you know, if water gets into them, it'll be able to drip out. These are great for hard lures. You know, you can load up one hard lure in each slot on both sides, and if you get the bigger version here, you can even slot in some sort of smaller squid jigs. There's 1.8 and I believe the 2.5 size squid jigs will fit into these. Got a ton of these, and I thought I'd just share them because for, you know, $5.39 or $3.78 for this small one, It's really good, especially if you like to travel light. Have a little bag, have a few of those in the bag with some, you know, pre-rigged up plastic, something like that. Definitely a good option. What do we got here? My favorite budget aging jig head. Now the reason why I like these, the gape is pretty small, so they're good on those lower profile lures. Like they might actually work with the Supercontinent jointed one that we just saw then. But I use the Supercontinent 50mm paddle tails, which are pretty slim profile, so they won't, there'll still be, you know, plenty of hook exposure on those. And the great thing about these, even the 3 gram is quite a small hook. I don't believe it says the hook size. What do we got here? What do we got here? You can just see an example there. But yeah, you don't see a ton of 3 grams with this hook size. I believe it's a number 10. It's either an 8 or a 10 hook. It's quite small, so it's very good value for money. For 10 pieces, you're just a little bit over $3. If you're into throwing ultralight soft plastics and you want some heavier stuff, if you're fishing saltwater or some deeper water, or you want to, you know, do some longer casts and cover water, then these can be a really good option. And yeah, they're quite a thick gauge hook, which may be good or may be bad, depending on your fishing. But yeah, I definitely recommend these, especially for that price. It's crazy. Second last tab is a favorite, a staple of a lot of BFS anglers. Very budget friendly, $5.10, free shipping, Kingdom Microfly, 100-meter braided line. We've got a bunch of different diameters here. We've got down to 0.2 go, which is, I'm not sure, maybe 6 pounds. So that would be really good on some spinning gear. And then for your BFS applications, your 0.6, and do they have 0.8 here? No, they don't, but they have 0.6. And it comes in 100 and 150 meter spools. So if I was, you know, getting into BFS, I'd grab a 100-meter spool, probably the 0.6, and just probably fill up the spool. Depending if you're doing sort of stream fishing and that type of thing, you could just put half of it on your spool. But if you're fishing open water, just put the 100 meters on, and you're good to go. So super good value for money. You should buy a few of these at this price. They're often on sale, but it's very good value for money. And last is the Handing Blast braid. Now, I've had this recommended by some colleagues, and yeah, so 8 pound is definitely BFS friendly, 10 pounds. But check this out, check the price out, $762. Okay, it's a little bit more expensive than the Microfly, but it's 274 meters. So you're almost getting triple what you're paying $5 for the Microfly. You're almost getting triple that for $7.62, plus a little bit of tax, whatever. You're probably paying like $9, so less than $10 for 274 meters. You're not getting that in any store. Even the cheapest braids in your retail store, they're going to be at least double. At least, no, it's for 150 meters, they're going to be at least double. So this is super good value for money. And let's check out the long one. See how much of a price difference. Okay, you're only paying less than $2 more for what is that? An extra 180 or so meters. That is excellent. That is absolutely excellent. I definitely will give this braid a try. It's been recommended to me, and the price is just absolutely incredible. I'll probably get some, give them to friends, give them to my, you know, my old man. It's just really good value for money. Anyway, that's it, guys. I hope you saw some good deals there. Definitely some good deals, especially in the rods. And if you like this video, drop a comment and a like. Let me know what you're going to buy or what you've been keeping your eye on. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video.